Today on the channel, I'm going to show you some fundamental skills on how to play blues rhythm guitar and some shuffle patterns. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you some fundamental skills in how to play rhythm guitar for blues and some Texas shuffle blues patterns. Alright, so I'm in E standard today. We're going to be in E, we're going to be playing mostly off of an E major chord, an A major chord, and a B7 chord. Okay, so we're going to be using that chord a lot. We're also going to be using a couple variations. We're going to be doing a C9 in this lesson, and we're going to be doing a B9. Okay, and we may actually throw in a C13 and a B13. There's a C13 and a B13 chord. Okay, so we'll get to those chords in a minute. So blues shuffle patterns. There's a couple different ways you can do this. I'm going to start off with the basics, all right? A lot of my students and people that I teach really don't understand the concept and where the blues shuffles come from. So I'm going to start it from the very beginning and move along kind of quickly and show you how it builds and develops from very rudimentary chord patterns, all right? So the blues, for the most part, is based off of what we call a 1-4-5. In E, E is our 1. So if you go up the alphabet, 4 letters, E, F, G, A. Our 4 is a A, and our 5 is a B. All right, so there's a B bar chord or a B7. That's called a dominant 7. Dominant 7s always resolve down to the root, the 1. Okay, that's just Western music. That's what we're used to hearing. So with blues, there's a couple things that we're gonna work on. We're gonna work on some chord shapes, but most of what we're going to do is in the right hand, the picking hand. The picking hand doesn't get a lot of credit where credit is due when you're playing blues. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of shuffle and string motions that give the song the feel and the swing that we're going to look for, okay? But we're going to get there. So let's start off with just your basic 1-4-5 blues pattern, okay? So I'm going to go like this. So I'm in E, but I'm only playing the root and the 5th, and I'm just playing. I'm taking this finger and I'm going up to the 2nd to the 4th. Now I'm shuffling, which means dot, 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 that's a dotted 8th. You can play it straight too, like. Okay. Now one thing I'm doing with my right hand is I'm palm muting. I've got the side of my hand over on the strings resting slightly. So I'm not going like that. It sounds like this, right? Palm muting is an essential ingredient in all styles of guitar playing, but especially in this stuff that we're learning today. So I'm going to shuffle instead of going straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and straight 8s. I'm going to shuffle. Now if we take that pattern, we go to an A chord, just the root and the 5th, and go do the same thing. We go back to a 1. Then we play our B7. Back to our 1. Then 5 again. Now you can also play a B like this. Now many first-time students struggle playing this shape because it requires a lot of stretching. And if you put your thumb far enough behind the neck, you don't want to really press too hard and grab the neck and put it in a stranglehold because it'll cause a lot of fatigue. But the B can be played like this. If you take your B on the 2nd fret on the A, right here in this F sharp, which is on the D string on the 4th fret, and then you're going to take your pinky and put it on the 6th string, or 6th fret on the D string. So it's going to be just like going, but we're going to play like that. You can let up on your ring finger if you can't stretch far enough, like this. But that's a really nice stretch to get down. Later on down the road, when you change keys, you can play that same pattern across the fretboard. It's easier the higher you get up the fretboard because the frets are closer together. Down here, they're the farthest. So this is kind of a bear. This is a tough one, right? So from the beginning, we're going to go E to an A, the A pattern, back to the E, to the B, A, E. Now turn around, you can go C9 to a B9. You can go B. You can go B7. However you want to do it. You can go A sharp, B, and hit the B7 chord like that. There's a lot of different variations, which it would be impossible for me to show you the infinite amount of variations of turnarounds in blues, but it's really up to you to turn it around however you feel fit with the song. Now, the next variation of this would be to bring this 4th fret up to the 5th, and that we're going to do that in each pattern. So if we're in the A, we're going to go. If we're in the B shape, we're going to go. And you can, that's quite a stretch. I went C9 to B9. I'm going to use that example most of the time today. B7. Okay, so once again, A, E, go to the A again, go up to the B, A, okay, now there's another variation. We're going to go like this. This hand is doing this. So we're taking this fundamental pattern that we learned, the very first pattern I showed you, like this. But we're going to go 3/4 on the low E. So we're going to go. So we're going to strum it twice on the E. Then we go to the A and do the same thing. Back to our E. Up to this B. Now watch this. That 3/4, that thing down here, is up here now. Go C13 to B13. That's a nice jazzy chord. Okay, now let's expand on that one. We're going to go like this. Remember the riff that I showed you that went? We're going to combine the very last thing I showed you with that, so it sounds like this. That's very cool. Sped up, it sounds like this. Now you can mix and match patterns. All right, very, very cool. Now I'm going to take it one step more. I'm going to play the actual chord and go. So what I'm doing is I'm taking an E, full E chord, right? And with my pinky, I'm going to go. So if you remember that pattern, I got to play it with my pinky because this chord is here. So I'm going to go. So this hand is going like this. And on my downstrokes, I'm going to pluck the notes that I'm intending to hit, the melody of the bass line. And the upstroke plays the chord. You got to be very accurate with where you hit your pick so you can. So you're not all over the place. And I'm not really palm muting. I'm letting the chord ring out. So I'm doing the upper 3 to 4 strings on this upstroke. It's not the whole chord. So I'm going to play the A like this. So what I'm doing, I'm playing the middle 4 strings on this A chord. I'm not playing the high E. So I'm going. Same concept applies. Down pick on the melody. And up pick on the chord. And back to the E. And then on this chord, you can go, just strum it or go. This one's kind of hard. You can play the whole power chord like this. Kind of unnecessary. You can go. Okay, hopefully that's making sense, all right? Now we're going to take it one step even further. There's another pattern that's going to go like this. So what I'm doing here, I'm going just like we showed you in the beginning, like I showed you in the beginning. I'm going to be doing these chords. I'm going. I'm not going to be playing the D string. I'm going to be muting the D string with the back of my middle finger. So I'm playing the low E, this note, the B, and the G sharp. So this finger's going, but I'm going like this with this finger, so it's, so the chord sounds like, but with the E and the upstroke, now one key thing about this is when I'm doing, this is a little tricky because when I'm doing the upstroke, I'm muting the strings. I'm going. It gives it that kind of feel and sound. There's no chord on this upstroke. It's muted strings, which I'm just laying my hand on the frets. So I'm taking my thumb over the frets like this, because when I mute the strings, my thumb kind of mutes the low E string also by force of habit. Now I'm going to go A. So I'm doing this an A dominant 7 chord. It's a 5-string chord. All these are 5-string chords, A, D, G, B, E, all together. So A dominant 7. Then we're going to do this. Now this is basically a D chord over an A, or an A sus4. And then we're going to go up here, which is an A7. So like this, then back to E. So on this A chord, essentially to this, what we're going to add, we're going to add those top notes to it. Back to E. There's a B, a B, a B. You can go. What I did there was a G, bend up to a G sharp, then low E, then. Okay, that's very nice. The main thing about this lesson when you get advanced with it is this shuffle. You can get really gritty, like I showed you some of the stuff that went. That's pretty clean to play it like that, but you can be like. And combine the stuff. So that's a really quick, intense lesson on blues shuffle and blues rhythm playing. I hope it helped. If you want to see the next level, which shows you how to do some fills and some leads in this, let me know in the comments below, but this will give you a lot to get started with, and happy playing. If you have questions, hit me up in the comments. Subscribe to my Instagram or follow me on Instagram, shoot me a message. If you like this lesson, thumbs up, comment below, and it helps me out a lot. And I'll continue something like this in the future, the near future, all right? Until next time, have a great day, and peace out.